and drive. She has decided to do this. Doggone it, she's going to do it. She is working so hard. If you ask any of her key volunteers, Mitch, Hans, myself, she's emailing early, she's emailing late, she's doing things on the weekends. She is always after this. I am so impressed with her work ethic, and I am so impressed by her drive. And I want her to come up here now and tell you about why she's running. Kari?
Thank you so much. And I think the key to all of this is we're going to do this. We're doing this. You saw how many volunteers here helped with this event. It's all of us, and the enthusiasm that this district has shown me and the support of this new District 35, it's just phenomenal. So I want you to know it's all of us together. So thank you so much for being here on this very hot summer evening. I truly appreciate your support. This room feels amazing. The love, the warmth, all of you, there are many of you here that have given years and years and years to this cause, and I want you to know that I will work really hard to make sure that all those years count. I want to say thank you to Bjorn, my campaign manager, Bjorn Skokvist. Four-term mayor, the youngest mayor in Minnesota, right? Youngest mayor in Minnesota. Wore out the shoes door knocking, so that's why I reached out to Bjorn right away to be my campaign manager. Thank you for being our host tonight. Thank you for being the best campaign manager I could have, and you have been outstanding, keeping all of us motivated throughout this wild ride that took place after redistricting. Thank you. I want to say thank you to my husband, who I forgot to thank after I won the city council seat, by the way, so he's getting a special thank you tonight. Thank you for being my treasurer, and thank you so much for fully supporting me during this very busy campaign season when I'm still working at 11 o'clock at night. I couldn't do it without you and your support. And all the way up here from North Mankato to offer your support, and he messaged me back in February with his support and wanted to make sure that he came up and supported us on flipping this seat, so it's just great that you came all the way here tonight. And thank you, Senator Erin Murphy, for supporting this campaign. Like she said, we met a long time ago. I believe that was last summer that we took that walk, and it's amazing that I'm here tonight and this is happening. She was also at the launch party in the fall, and man, does that feel like it was a very long time ago, doesn't it, Kelly? You are an inspiration, and your support is appreciated very much by me. Thank you. And Senator Jerry Newton in the back. Not be standing here if it wasn't for Senator Newton. We had pie and coffee at Perkins, geez, it was a few years ago now, and I talked to him about what should I do? Should I run for city council? Should I work for Education Minnesota and learn more about organizing? And I don't remember the answer and I ended up doing both. But the whole idea is that he never once questioned me. He never once acted like this was something beyond my reach. He always encouraged me from the very beginning, and that encouragement is why I'm here today. So thank you so much. And finally, thank you so much for our upcoming headliner, DFL Chair Ken Martin. Thank you for coming here, and I want you to know I'm excited, but all of District 35 is thrilled that you are here today. Yeah. So I'm here tonight because I am running for the Minnesota State Senate in District 35. I want want you to know, fundamentally, I am running because I care about people, I care about our one earth, and I care about our future. To me, the role of a public servant is to better the lives of every constituent. It's not about profits, it's not about power, it's not about my career. I'm here to make a positive difference. Moments that changed the recent course of my life and led me to this place today. And I want to share those with you if you'll give me a few more minutes. The first was the presidential election of 2016. It changed everything for me. As a woman, a science teacher, a person dedicated to education, dedicated to helping others, dedicated their life to environmentalism, every single one of those felt like it was being attacked, and I was completely demoralized by the direction of the new president. That's when I dedicated myself to political activism. I started with marches, donating, helping other candidates win, volunteering with the local Senate district, but I wanted to make an even bigger difference. And I remember having conversations during that time with my husband. We had a heart-to-heart together, and he said to me, if you want to make a bigger difference, first you have to grow your circle of influence. And that's when I knew it was time for me to take a leadership role, and that's why I ran for city council, and that same words are in my mind when I decided to run for Senate. Fall of 2018. I was teaching at St. Francis Middle School at the time, and we came back that fall with 20% less staff than we had in the spring. You know, 20% on a piece of paper doesn't sound like that much, but when you're in a building with over 1,000 middle schoolers, 20% of the adults being gone in the building is a lot. It felt like the staffing levels were so low that it was unsafe for our own kids there. Let me give you an example. We started the year with 350 middle school students in the cafeteria and no supervision other than the nutrition staff who were serving lunch. Because all of our teachers and paraprofessionals were all scheduled to the hilt from bell in and bell out. Can you imagine 350 12-year-olds without supervision? Not a good idea. We also started the year with one counselor in a school with over 1,000 students. And that was the first time in my career that I had a student attempt suicide. This is a 12-year-old. This is 7th grade. Thankfully, they survived. And upon their return, I personally wanted to ensure that we had a reentry plan. Is this student going to be meeting with, a counselor or social worker weekly? Do the parents have resources? Well, I personally went and talked to our social worker, and that led me then to the counselor, to the assistant principal, and then I made my way to the principal, and not one of them knew who this student was. To me, that's not okay. We need to know who our kids are in our buildings, and we need to have adults that have a connection with every single one of them. And when staffing levels are that low, it can't be done. So I knew our kids were going to fall through the cracks. And that is when I jump-started my organizing work for fully funding education. Yay! Adults in the building that can take care of them. So we're facing unprecedented times that Senator Murphy hit on. Attacks are being made on the fundamental institutions of our democracy, from public education, to our unions, to a woman's right to choose, to attacks on our actual democracy itself. So we have to be vocal, and we have to call for change. calling it out. We have a current Senate majority with the GOP that is unwilling to get the job done. Perhaps the worst example of this is blocking sensible gun laws that would prevent gun deaths. The vast majority of Minnesotans support gun safety, and yet the Republican Senate majority blocks such bills from ever coming to the floor. That's not okay. Right.
Oh.
Recently, they publicly stated they didn't want a special session, even though we had a record-breaking surplus that would truly help Minnesotans. They put profits and politics over people and over our future generations. It's time for change. Obstructionism must go. It's time to flip this seat and flip the Senate. Yay! Election year in District 35.
Yes.
It's been very red for a very long time. And with these new lines, it is purple, it is light blue, it is a true swing district, and we can win. We will win. And not only can we flip this seat, we can flip the Senate this year, and with that, we will actually achieve what Minnesotans have been waiting years for, a state government that can actually address the challenges we're facing. I promise you that I'm working really hard, and I'm going to keep working really hard all the way through November. I'm putting everything into this race. I'm going to work hours, morning till night, and I'm going to be door knocking, wearing my shoes out, just like my campaign manager. And when we win, I will stand up for our progressive values at the Capitol. I will stand up for free and equitable public education for all. I will stand up for economic security, safety, and respect for all of our workers. I will stand up for ending racial disparities that we have in this state, from education to home ownership to employment. I am committed to mitigating climate change. I want you to know that I trust in science, and I know that vaccinations and wearing masks prevent disease spread. Got two more. I will protect a woman's right to choose. For common sense gun laws, because I believe we can do more to curb the violence and ensure safety in our communities. All of this fundamentally goes to working for a Minnesota that treats everyone with dignity and respect. Thank you.